Welcome back, everybody. BDTR Monday Night Live. This is a new. Oh shit! They can. You guys aren't supposed to.
We're not actually
We've been
anonymous.
exposed. Oh,
No. Jesus. To those of you who are usually with us on Wednesday or Saturday nights, if you are over on the BDTR page watching us, if you don't mind for this one show tonight, if you could hop over to the Altoona page, since that's where most of the chaos is kicked off today, that's where I will be watching the comment section to answer y'all.
All the plebs are going to be over there. So if we're going to be responding to comments, I'll try and keep up if there are any on the BDTR page, but you guys know how it goes. Because we suck so bad, we got to stream from two different,
We're so anonymous, though I've used my personal account to comment on everything today. Yeah, but apparently it's just you here. Good to know I don't exist on the show.
And, I'm not a man because I don't know. Was she trying to solicit dick pics? Like, what the fuck is that about?
I don't know. The way it was worded, it was just really weird.
It was.
Everything
weird.
has been honestly just...
Yeah, it's...
Let's just get into it, because I see a lot of our regular people are here tonight. So
yeah.
They're probably confused as hell why the heck we're on here on a Monday. Trust me.
So if you guys have seen any of the shit that's going on, this Renae Metz, and I'll be honest with you, because everybody's like, oh, you're out to get her and ruin her life. I didn't even know who the hell she was like 2 days ago. Now, some of you guys may remember that I started the Blair County Coalition page. It was originally called Blair County Leaks. I have a friend of mine that runs that now. So, and a anonymous, I'm going to go through some of them because there's a lot of the message that wasn't published. So we're just going to go through everything. Like, fuck it.
At this point, yeah.
Bring the fucking salamanders because I'm just tired of the bullshit.
What do you mean bring the salamanders?
If
already here.
Well, yeah, they're already here. Buy the merch. Shameless plug. So anyway, this issue, anonymous person, right, calls in, is like, hey, or not calls in, sorry. It's been a long day. For the new plebs here, I work 6 days a week, believe it or not. You probably won't because you lie about everything.
He does, and it absolutely sucks.
It does. It does.
I'm salty about it.
But we still try and do this podcast twice a week and put our faces out here for everybody to see. So all you assholes are like, you're hiding behind the page. I really need to quit insulting the new people, or they're not going to follow the page. And, it's all about numbers for us. So.
Oh, yeah, that's all we care about, guys.
So anyway, this anonymous stuff comes in. A little bit of a screenshot gets posted. It accuses this Renae of stealing money from this mountain lion backpack thing, which I didn't even know about.
I didn't either.
So it gets posted. And a lot of you you'll remember the whole reason I got back into the game was because of Ted Simpson. And you remember how that went down. Good old Bruce Purgatory. Oh, you try to expose Ted's, perfect background, we're going to get you. All right.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Well, it was kind of the same thing here. So I guess this Renae had messaged the page and was, first things like threatening my friend with a lawsuit, essentially. And that just really pisses me off because it's like, have a conversation. When you come in and you're like, I'm going to throw the government at you and fuck you and blah, 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 blah. That just pisses me off.
And not only that, it makes you look really guilty even if you are innocent. Like if you have, and I don't know anything about this chick either. I never knew she even existed until we heard about this through the anonymous tip that we got or whatever.
Full disclosure, the source could be completely full of shit. However, there was a lot of very specific things in those messages from what I was shown that it's like, there might be something here. And they specifically said, well, call in on Monday and Renae won't be there. Well, I called in about, 10 till 1, I think.
I could look.
I got the, if you guys, you better have proof. Well, I got the screenshot from my phone. I can show you when I called in. Didn't get a response. Didn't get a call back. Went to the voicemail. It was definitely her. Now, I know some of you brought up, well, how would she still have a voicemail if she's no longer there? And clearly you've never worked tech jobs because I've seen people that have been gone for like 6 months and their fucking voicemail's still there when you call it. But the point is, we're not here to destroy anyone's life. And anybody who knows anything about me or the page or has followed anything for any stretch of time, I hate malicious prosecution. This is not malicious. I want to get to the bottom of this, because if money was missing, now I know, and we put the disclaimer up at the beginning, that so you can't say, oh, you didn't include both sides, whatever. That's fine. We did. They're claiming that there's no money missing, which maybe there isn't. I don't know.
We don't
know.
The
thing is, there's no smoking gun on either side of this.
Exactly.
There's just people saying shit.
And just because, and that's the other thing, everybody knows how a little bit of gossip goes a long way.
Yeah.
This could be completely false. And at the same time, I never knew anything about it. It could be true. I didn't even know about this program, but after I did a little bit of reading onto what it was, it's an amazing program. It does a lot of good things. So for this rumor to be out in the world, that's going to sour a lot of people. Good, bad, or even if it's not true, even if it comes out that it's not true, people are going to be so sour about it that now they're not going to help. And that's going to hurt the people that it's supposed to be helping. And that's not okay.
And the big thing is, so if we didn't address this, if the other page just took the post down, everybody just pretended like it never happened, people were going to talk and they were going to lose donations. And like I said, I never even knew about this. Yeah. Okay. From what I understand, it's a great program. And I do not want to see it go away.
No.
That's why I posted on the page for anybody in the interim where this is kind of going through the motions. You can get on their Amazon. I've never used the Amazon wish list. Have you?
I have once.
I'm assuming you can basically buy this stuff and then it sends it to them.
They basically, if I remember right, and forgive me if I'm wrong, if anyone in the comments knows and can explain it better than us, please do so. But if I remember right, basically they go on, they make their wish list. And then when you search for the wish list, you can see what they need. And once that item is purchased, it's already preset to go to who it should. It directly to them.
So
and
it's
it will mark it off the list too. It'll take it off so people aren't buying like 15 of the same thing. It's pretty instantaneous. It's almost like, I guess the weddings whenever you put up, I don't know.
Basically my argument was, and I don't know how you can really even be pissed off at this.
Apparently there's a lot of ways.
There's a lot of brain dead people in the comments today, but
people just don't want to read.
If you are not comfortable sending money because you believe there's an issue with the money, you can still donate to the program. You can literally send the physical goods directly to them. Exactly. And I highly encourage everybody. I'm not saying don't donate money. Look at what's out there. Make up your own mind. Okay. Exactly. I don't tell anybody what to do.
We just want you to think. Yeah. We just want to put the information out there.
And if you're not comfortable donating money, don't let that stop you from donating. You can use the Amazon wish list. Exactly. That's why it was posted. And then some idiot gets on there and is like, oh, you're mongering fear and whatever. I'm like, literally, I'm giving them, and I'm saying, hey, this is rock solid. There's no way they can scam this or if anything's going on.
Any kind of way, shape, or form. Like you are all but guaranteed to be actually helping like you want, because that's the goal. People who donate to nonprofits, whether it be this program, any program, your goal is to help.
Right.
You're good people. You want to help. You have hearts. We appreciate that. We really appreciate that. We just want to make sure and do what we can to help make sure that it's going the right way, basically, because there's too many scammy programs out there. I'm not saying this is one of them. Don't put words in my mouth. But there's a lot of them out there. That's why we want to talk about it.
Attorney.
Yeah. Take a number. There's a list. Anyways.
It's just.
There's a lot. It's just too much is up in the air right now. We wanted to talk about it. That's all we wanted to do. We wanted to address it, to talk about it, get people talking about it so that they can't just sweep it under the rug either.
Right.
If it's not true, awesome. As soon as we have 100% confirmation it's not true, we'll be the first ones to let you guys know.
Whatever conclusion comes to, we're going to put out there. We're not on anybody's side. We don't play that shit.
No, we're just looking at the facts. As it comes to light, we are basically, in a way, kind of documenting
Well, in this situation, there are no facts. There's just people saying this. They said, I said this, they said. So it's hearsay versus hearsay. So it's hard to hash it out, but that's what we're going to do.
Exactly. Emotions are high right now. And obviously, this, especially with what this program does, it makes sense. We're upset too. Obviously, that's why we're willing to look into this further, because for heaven's sake, there's so much wrong with everything out there right now. This program, from what I understand, is a really, really key thing to help kids.
So let me
Like-
touch on something too, because there were people asking like, well, why are you worried about where Renae works? Who cares about that? Because if I could confirm that Renae's no longer employed there, then the allegations don't matter as it goes forward to people donating, because if, let's just say, go out on a limb, salamanders come fucking get me. if Renae took money, hypothetical here, and now she's gone. Now the people that are going to donate money shouldn't have anything to worry about because the problem's gone. So that's why I tackled, because that seemed to me to be the easiest thing to prove or disprove. Now, keep in mind, I'm on the road all day, so I only have a certain window where I can make calls and shit, which is what I did. I left a voicemail with my personal cell phone number, and when she gets off her vacation or whatever the hell the story is right now, feel free to call me. Or guess what? We got a number down there in the bottom of the screen, 412-440-3484. Renae, if you're on vacation, you've obviously been following this shit. Take 5 to 10 minutes out of your day and call in and explain your side of the story.
We welcome that. We 100% welcome that. But, I want to note something here. I love how most of the people that have been blowing up the comment section today about how we're hiding behind the page are not currently watching right now. They're probably busy blowing up the comment section and they're going to cry that, oh my gosh, we got the upper hand because they aren't replying. Yeah, because we're live and y'all can't read, apparently.
I'm going to reinstitute that you have to have at least above 70 IQ for me to reply to you, because some of these comments today have just been fucking insane.
Literally a couple of the comments that attempted to roast at different times, like, y'all, our 6-year-old can do better. And that kid has made me cry. Like, she's straight savage.
And once again, guys, we don't want to be this divisive thing where we got this side, that side. We want to work things out. We want people to talk. We want to figure out what the fuck is going on.
And we don't want to be assholes when people come into the comment section. We try to have conversations and just talk to people. But whenever you start getting snippy or / going after other people that comment, asking very simple questions, come on. We're not in high school. We're adults here. Yeah. Act like it. If you don't like it that damn bad, don't look at it. You don't follow the page. You don't want anything. Okay,
but
ignore it then.
If I do come across a stupid comment, I will fucking roast you.
Oh, 100%. I know. I love at this point, though, that it's... I don't know, you guys. Can you tell when it's Chris roasting or me roasting? Because, shocker. He's not the only one on the page.
Okay, and you know what? I am going to address something very important. Kylie is not on the page. Kylie does not run this page.
No.
Kylie does not run the Blair. Kylie does not run any pages that I know of other than her. I guess she has a school district page, right?
I don't even know. All I know is that she has a personal.
So this is another issue I have is, from the way I understood it, I think people were blaming Kylie for running the Blair County page.
I think that was.
So what I want to know is, why did Renae specifically message that page if she believed that because a female ran it and didn't, because I didn't make the post, but I shared the post from that page, right? Why didn't my page get a message? Why isn't Renae calling in right now?
Yep. Why aren't any of the people that have accused us all day long of hiding behind a page and not wanting to have an actual conversation, having a conversation with us? The number's up.
Yeah, we're not hot. They're like, wow, there's some ugly motherfuckers. Like, we better leave them alone.
Probably. She's young and her hair's almost white already. Oh my God.
You've achieved ultra instinct. And they're like, fuck.
Yes.
We're so fucked. But, I mean, I was planning on covering this because you guys know, or like normal viewers, we do this Wednesday, right? Normally. I don't know if we'll do a show Wednesday now because we're doing this one tonight. We might. Depends what who knows? Maybe like we'll be on the precipice of nuclear war, and like I told you guys, we're going to go live till the bombs drop. But the point being, I just really felt that this needed addressed. Yes. And I understand, like, these people that are talking shit, like they have no idea what the page is about. They literally showed up today as like, you said mean things about my friend, even though I didn't say them myself. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a witness to Renae doing XX whatever. No. Is that 2 or 3 X's?
I'm not sure. I was reading a comment.
You're saying she has an OnlyFans?
No, Jesus.
I never said that. Right? I never said that. But it's just, it's insane. So they get on there, and it's basically, and this is what bothers me, because I know At least that Paula woman, she's been following the page for a while. And I don't remember specifically any other comments she's made. But generally, she seems to be okay with other people having allegations brought out against them on that page until it's her friend. And then that's a problem. And that's a problem in itself, because that's called being a fucking hypocrite. Like, either you agree with what we do or you don't. It's, oh, because my friend's on their fire. Because I'll tell you, and people aren't going to like this, but I'm friends with Craig Zaradnik. I know a lot of people hate Craig. That's fine. He's a friend of mine. I haven't talked to him for a while because he's been in jail. And guess who was the only fucking person, as much as they've tried to keep all this stuff quiet, Harry and I had a falling out a long time ago, but I was friends with him at one point.
When you're done with that, I want to address Miss Brandy because I don't want her to think we're ignoring her.
Okay.
In the comments.
But, I didn't say, oh, well, I'm going to cover up all this shit because, and I know there's people that have messaged the page about Craig about stuff that I didn't throw out there. It's not because I'm protecting him, trust me. Like, I don't do that shit. I don't protect anybody. Like, if I'm your friend and you lie to me or deceive me or whatever, like, I'm more than happy to throw you out there because fuck you. When you have that trust with somebody, you don't lie to them. You don't fuck them over. You don't. So that's what really bothers me is all these people are just running on here. It's, oh, you said bad stuff about Renae and it wasn't even me saying, it's like, here's the allegation. And it wasn't personal. I wasn't, Renee's a fat cow or anything like that. It's just, here's the allegation.
Let's talk about it. Like, if anybody knows anything, let's have a conversation about it. Let's discuss also and like highlight this awesome program. Like, more so than that, like, let's pay attention that there's this great program.
What was the comment you were saying?
Miss Brandy was playing devil's advocate, saying that if lawyers are involved, she might not be able to discuss anything on the topic. I do agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like she should be at least able to say, I can't talk about it this time. Avoiding any kind of conversation with people, just that, in my opinion, looks really kind of sketchy. Again, that's just my opinion.
It goes back to the thing. I mean,
it's like, if you can't talk about it, then tell us at least you can't talk about it. But right now, there's so much attention on this issue, and it's causing, obviously, a lot of divide amongst people.
What you don't do is message somebody and be like, hey, I'm going to fucking sue you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just...
Yeah, have a conversation about it. If you can't talk about it, be like, hey, please take this down. I can't talk about it right now. There's stuff going on. Just, that's all I can say at this time. Please take it down. But to immediately threaten to sue somebody... I'm not saying, I'm not a people person expert or anything, but I usually can smell when something's kind of fishy, and something about this just doesn't sit right with me. I want, at least, I know a lot of people really want clarification on what the hell's actually going on.
Most of the time, when people start going, their first thing is lawsuit, they're trying to damage control, is what it is. Not saying that's 100% this case, because I don't know.
No, there's a lot we don't know. We're trying to find out for you guys. And it's like, everyone wants to throw out these big words, defamation, and, you guys are...
The defamation. Well, so here's my question. So for all you guys that aren't law students, because I'm not either, but I have a lot of friends that are attorneys, so it's like staying at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Maybe a little better. But to actually sue somebody for defamation, you actually have to prove, like, how you were defamed. It's not just, oh, they said mean things. Now, if somebody says mean things and you lose your job or you lose your apartment or something like that, you actually have to be able to prove something happened. So they just said mean things. Because if you ever notice, most of these like famous people go back and forth. I know that there's a bunch of stuff going on with Grant Cardone right now, and I fucking hate that guy. He's a piece of shit. But he's suing a bunch of people for basically, I think the allegation, because there's a lot of things to it, but I'm coming for you, I'm doing... This guy has millions of dollars, and he's going to go after these little YouTubers that were like accusing him of, he's the guy that has these... He'll sell you for like $500. You can come sit in an auditorium, and he'll tell you how to get rich. And that's how he makes a lot of his money. That's not bullshit. And he takes pictures in front of all these... They call it a fake guru. And that really like chaps his ass. So he's going after all these little guys. And I hate that. It's like the tyrant mentality of, you're the guy with all the money, so you get to decide what the truth is. No, fuck you. That's not how it works.
No.
And honestly, in that kind of space, it's up to the court of public opinion, because do I want to go take one of his classes? Well, maybe not. Now, honestly, like in that, I don't even understand how you prove defamation. And then you have the issue of somebody being a public official or public person, whatever. And that's a whole other ball game of which is
There's
funny.
a lot of different levels you got to go through, guys. It's a bit of it.
So for you guys that are crying out, it's defamation. That's what Paul DeVeglia says. And by the way, anybody who's new to the channel, if you don't know about Paul DeVeglia, check it out. I got a ton of stuff about him. He's a real piece of shit. Don't fall for the Altoona Pred scammers.
Please
But
don't. I'm just gonna bring this guy back over here because I feel like the salamanders are definitely hot on our heels right now. So like, I'm gonna bring our defense Sally out.
But you have like, so if she ended up, I would say she would have a case if she was currently employed, but somehow she got fired over these allegations, which wouldn't make sense because if they weren't true, why would they fire her over allegations that weren't true? Because they would know. Because they got the books right there. You know what I mean? So this whole thing when people are, I'm gonna do this, it's like, all right, man, just shut the fuck up. Like, if your argument is I'm gonna throw the government at you, and I think I already said this once because I say this all the time, but it pisses me off. Because it's like, have a conversation. The phone has still not rung. And I checked it ahead of time to make sure it was working. I called it.
We both called it to make sure it's working, so it's definitely not us.
Yeah, because they were already, accusing everybody. Oh, and we had about 4:30 today. There was an anonymous call that came in. Now, obviously, I wasn't even home. We don't have the podcast stuff running, but Magic Jack still lets me know. So if that anonymous person wants to call back in, I'd call them back, but I can't because it doesn't tell me what the number is. So.
Yep.
So everybody's in there, but
yep.
which good. And honestly, if you guys are coming in now, rewatch the whole thing. And we put it on YouTube, we put it on Rumble. It's all over the place. You don't have to worry about recording it because we're recording it because it's our podcast and we share it. And we're not saying anything that's fucking. That's what gets me.
You can tell who's never been on the show and just came, and like I get it, especially like if it's your friend, you're emotional, but at the same time, like you said, I know like you, I personally I hold my friends to a higher standard. You lie to me, I will cut you off faster than hell. That's one thing I will not forgive. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, like all that good shit. I find out somehow, some way that you're actually a piece of shit. I don't care how long we've been friends. I will cut you off fast as hell. Because I don't condone any of that.
Well, and that's the thing. And
I'm not a fucking hypocrite.
What actual evidence has anybody presented to either completely disprove? Now, I know they keep throwing that screenshot from there's no money missing, whatever. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. How many times have we seen organizations get investigated? Like, oh, it's all false. And it turns out to be true. I'm not saying this is. I'm just saying that's not proof that it's not fucking true.
But you know what? Since y'all want to throw out, you're going to sue, call your lawyers, whatever. Fun fact, my mother worked for attorneys for 25 plus years and has already sent me over the documents that I need to file and then send off to PA in order to get all the reports to find out exactly where the funding is going.
Well, that and like all the defense attorneys in Altoona basically love me like a son. So.
Yes.
That's right, I said.
Maybe drop my cigarette.
I'll tell you what, though, because and all these people are like, oh, you're a fucking pussy or whatever. All right, so, and I might have been, a little loaded when I did it, but the one day before I went in when, and this is part of the reason why I have trouble taking people seriously. They're like, you said mean things on Facebook. Because, like, literally, I went through a year and a half of the fucking government trying to destroy my life based on bullshit.
Yeah.
And so, and won that case in 10 minutes, by the way, not guilty. Jury, so there's that. Which Brian Grable did a good job as my attorney, and we've had some bumps in the road since then with him. But
that's anybody. That's just human nature. But at the end of the day, even with the bumps we hit, I would still recommend Mr. Grable.
Really nasty email because he wasn't doing stuff the way I wanted him to. Different case, but
different
anyway.
Case, but it definitely got the job done though.
It did. So, but the point being. So I made all these posts because I, around the time, it was around when the Matt Starr stuff was going on. And you guys that, the real, like, G followers, remember, we went after Starr pretty hard on the original page, which was like 3 pages ago, right? Turned out I was dead wrong. And to this day, I still think it was the state police that were feeding us bad information so we could post it on that page and they could investigate it. Because that was one of the things that Harry actually made that remark to me. And they had, so anyway, long story short, because I'm getting long-winded here. I love talking about the old school days. But when everybody's like, oh, you're a bitch, you're this. So I found out that Mill Iron was the guy in the grand jury report with the diocese, because there's a line in there that says attorney redacted basically blew the Altoona police investigation back when Pete Starr was the police chief. So they get this kid comes in, he's going to wear a wire, he's been a victim of this priest, and whatever transpires, it turns out that his attorney, or one of the attorneys at the law firm he worked at, was Dan Milliron. Now it's quoted as attorney redacted in the report, but Pete Starr himself told me that it was Milliron because he was the one that testified to that in the grand jury. So this guy becomes a judge. So I'm thinking to myself, kicking back a couple Mad Elfs or whatever the hell I was drinking that night, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy to judge me? So I made all these posts about, Dan Milliron's going to burn in hell and everything. And I show up to court the next day, and he comes in with like 10 fucking sheriff's deputies and like, oh, I don't know anything about you, but, I'm going to recuse myself from your case. And, it's, I don't want you to think I'm biased because I've heard you've been, posting disparaging things. He says disparaging things. He never says lies. He never says, and he just disparage. And they were fucking disparaging. They're also fucking true. Yep. And I'll never forget, I look over and there's Bob Donaldson just like losing his shit.
I personally have my own issues with Milliron because I also had a case where he definitely should have recused himself immediately for conflict of interest of knowing the other party. And he didn't. And then that proceeded to, really screw my life for the next 3 years. Well, before you guys get all weird, no, it was nothing criminal. It was nothing evil. I didn't get in trouble. So calm the hell down.
Well, so in part 2 to that story was, what was it? Probably not even 6 months after my trial.
I'm having a hell of a time keeping up with the comments. I'm sorry.
Not guilty, 10 minutes, by the way. I feel like Trump here. The great, not guilty, wonderful, bad people in the courthouse. I don't do that great of a Trump. Other people can do it better than me. But so I end up getting picked for fucking jury duty, right? And I'm like, there's no way in hell anybody's going to want me on a jury. Because, I've actively, pushed for jury nullification stuff. Like they fucking hate that with a passion. Absolutely hate that. So I show up and, I don't go over to, or not Home Depot, Antique Depot, and like,
hold on, I'm sorry, I'll let you finish your thought.
Ride the bus over. I always park like down over the hill because it's like the not like special people parking or whatever. And I'll just walk up over down the courthouse. So I get there and there's, old cocksucker Consiglio and Milliron and Randy Feathers was there too, who's, another guy I'm a huge fan of. And I show up and, Rich is like, hey, you down here? You got in trouble again. I'm like, no, Rich, I'm here for fucking jury duty. I'm like, you know what? I bet you could help me get out of it. And then Dan Miller's like, well, you shouldn't be talking to him if he's here for jury duty. And Randy Feathers is just there like, the one side of his mouth fucking works. Oh, so,
jeez.
I'll blast that motherfucker till the day I die. But so I go in. And it's Milliron's the fucking judge. Like he literally 5 minutes before sees me have the conversation. Or no, first I go in and there's Mary Hogan, who actually was the one when I tried out for the Altoona Police Department. And yes, guys, I used to be a bootlicker back in the day. My apologies. It's the truth. I don't fucking lie about that shit. I didn't make it. I think I only made it to like number 18 out of like 150 people. So, I fucking suck. But so Mary Hogan was the one when I tried out. She was like in charge of my like team or squad or whatever the fuck they called it. So I remember who she was. So I go in and I'm like, hey, can I talk to the judge? No, you gotta sit down. Wait your turn. All right, whatever. So I do. So I go up to Milliron and he's And I'm like, well, can you just like write the thing and just let me be on my way? I said, I'm not getting picked for a fucking jury in this county. We both know that. He's like, well, you have to blah, 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 blah. And he starts kind of going through it. And then he looks at me. He's like, is Brian Grable your attorney? I said, yep, that's me. Oh, well, yeah, I'll let you go for today. True story. True fucking story.
I know.
True fucking story.
So
like when all these, it just gets me because like when all these, you're hiding behind, like I'm fucking hiding from shit, dude. Like
you haven't been hiding from.
Go ahead and come turn around in my driveway. I don't give a fuck.
Good luck finding.
But if you set the sensor off, I'm probably gonna come out and check and see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. There's a little babe upstairs asleep, so you know.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the babe safe, even when she drives us nuts. We should have her on with us one of these nights, honestly. Sorry?
Who?
Bean.
Oh, yeah.
One of these evenings, we will have to bring on our child for you guys, and obviously, because we're not creeps, I will find a way to, like, she's probably going to have some kind of a helmet and voice thing going on, just because, I'm super protective of our little
Oh,
Bean.
yeah, and should we tell everybody about the stalker?
Go for it.
Fuck. So, okay, so you guys know we had some issues with custody stuff. It's basically just like court bullshit. That asshole should have never had any fucking.
He never did, and that's the part.
Well,
he
never did, but mommy who
works in the fucking
probably
courthouse.
Made up some. You want to sue me, but probably made up some bullshit about Sam McClure and honestly, I don't know if Sam could have beat Dave or Jim Watt because like Jim's kind of a powerhouse.
Listen, I personally was in the mix when that shit was hitting the fan, so I'll be the first one to say it. I 150 fucking % do not believe what she said, and I say this not lightly because as a woman, obviously, it's a pretty serious thing.
Yeah. And full disclosure, I just want to make this clear too. I am not saying Jim had it. Like I get along with Jim. All right, I don't have a problem with Jim. I know Harry had a fucking problem with Jim. I don't.
No.
I've said that 100 times. Every time I
all.
see him, I have a good conversation with him. He tells me what's going on.
This is absolutely nothing against him whatsoever.
Yeah.
I just have an issue with the situation with Mr. Sam McClure.
Yeah.
I have an issue because I was personally close enough to that woman that I knew for a freaking fact that him and his wife were over at their house multiple times that week of the alleged accusation to have dinner. I knew for a fact because I have on hard drive pictures of Mr. McClure, his wife, the accuser, and her husband.
Which was posted on the page back then to her. Not, she didn't approve of that.
Yeah. But I still have that photo, by the way, of all them going to the whatever gala at the time. And I'm sorry.
You guys that missed out on the original page, you fucking missed out.
You missed out hard. And I'm sorry. I have a major issue because the way she explained the situation to me, and with me being as personally involved as I was at the time with those people, knowing who allegedly else was in the house when this accusation thing happened, I'm sorry, you didn't call for your youngest because I know for a fact that boy would go to jail real quick for you. It would just take a squeak a little too loud and he would come running. There's no way in hell. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to comment on one of these posts with all the morons and be like, hey.
Yeah, because they're still not here. I've been watching. They're not here.
Here's the number. Call in. Call the fuck in.
Excuse us for a moment because, all the people that, you're hiding behind a page are not here because, I can see who's here.
The page is in my hand, guys.
But, apparently they're recording the whole thing.
Yeah, that was so one of the, what, I'm not, fuck them. I don't even want to talk to them.
No.
They're idiots. But, so one of them's like, well, I'm not going to watch the podcast, but somebody's going to record it, so it'll be used as evidence. I'm like, motherfucker, we record it ourselves. It's our podcast. We share the shit.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. I'm going to record your live stream.
Go for it.
Fucking live stream for the world. There's
for
people
it.
that probably like scrolling through Facebook that see this that don't even speak English that are like, what's this? And then, and they keep
We've
scrolling.
had people from other countries pop in randomly on the podcast
but
before.
We still get a view. So if you assholes are like, I'm not going to click into it, we're still getting your view. We still got you. Still got you. Thanks for your
Miss
view.
Josie, I'm dying. Hold on.
Being Pacific. We need to be more Pacific. Matt Pacifico.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I forgot to make that video, but the desk comment.
No. I got through like 0.3 seconds of you showing me that and was like,
Imagine for a second you're getting paid $80,000 a year to take pictures, take a few phone calls, answer a few emails, and hump desks on TikTok. That's Matt Pacifico. That's right, I said it. His lawyer's gonna be calling me up. Hey, guys, it's not.
like I said,
He didn't hump it. He had his pants on.
At this point, take a number if you're planning to sue us. The amount of people that have threatened to sue or call their lawyers or whatever at this point, like, seriously, take a number. There's a list.
No, seriously, like, I want you guys to collaborate with Ted the Ped, Reader the Commie Breeder, and Crazy Chris. Because I want you to align yourselves with those fucking psychopaths, because it'll just be hilarious. It'll be hilarious. It'll be glorious.
I am rather enjoying.
Come on, somebody call in. 412-44. Seriously, like at this point, I'll take George. Nothing against you, George, but you know the fans hate you. He sounds old.
He is, and he has a shit ton of wisdom.
He is old. You know what? I talk to every time George calls. I gotta I'm gonna be up all night. We'll talk till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, you will. There's literally been nights where I'm like, babe, we need to go sleep. And he's just like, I'll be in soon.
Last time,
5 hours later.
I think he called about something about Reader or Ted. And then we ended up talking about like the Israel-Hamas thing for like 3 more fucking hours.
Well, hell, I know the one evening he called and we somehow got derailed onto talking about like cooking. Different cooking techniques and how, you know, when you boil down bone broth, it's really good for you, and you know how organs are high in. I like George, iron.
And honestly, you know what?
He's a wealth of information. He's a great guy.
He's a wealth of information. There's a lot of people that were it was mostly the supporters of idiots over there, but people digging him down. You know, oh, you're just he's doing more to vet candidates than anybody else I've seen in the fucking Republican Party. That's how we got that George Santos guy. That's how, like, Mittens Romney ran for fucking president one time, because Republicans just refused to vet candidates a lot of the time. And then they got the Patrick Reader over in Huntington. And I'm sure a lot of them go, why do you care about Huntington? Can you tell them, babe? Can you tell them why?
Me. That's why. Because I'm from Huntington County. I claim being from 2 damn places, State College and Huntington County.
I was going to say my dad, but yeah.
Oh, that too.
That too.
Sorry. Different trades of thought. So different trades of thought, but hey, you know I am deeply invested in Huntington.
Guys, in the comments, I want to know how bad this podcast sucks. I want to bring it on. Are we like -5 out of 10? Like where are we at right now? I want to fucking know.
There's a ton of people watching right now, and I haven't. There's the only people commenting are regular people, and like those who are, thank y'all.
Fucking Caleb. Oh my God.
And again, everybody,
are you trying to fucking kill me here? Like, what's going on?
And again, everybody, I personally am watching the comments on the Altoona page for the live, and we're trying to pop over to BDTR occasionally for the comments. We're not trying to ignore anyone.
I'll just keep it pulled up here because I don't need to look at myself in the mirror, even though, you know. That was for you, Paul. That was for you, Paul. But
Paul, I swear to God, I'll fight you.
I forgot to restart the internet again too.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we
that's what
guys,
we're saying,
I swear,
shitty.
I'm definitely gonna run a cable because I think that is the internet sucks, but also when you're doing a live stream, you don't have it hardwired in with, you know, me being a tech guy and be able to comment and that kind of shit. Like one of the biggest problems you have when you don't have it hardwired is there's so much fluctuation in Wi-Fi. And so, like, if you're, like, gaming online, you'll notice it. But when you're doing a stream, you really notice it. And for some reason, we've gotten lucky. Like, our streams have been really good, but I think we just need to hardwire this bitch.
I think I see part of the problem, and that's my fault right now. I have my Xbox set on Crunchyroll to keep watching Tokyo Ghoul Season 3. You know, the nerds in the comment section.
It might be part of it. But
love y'all.
I also know I didn't restart the internet, so
we usually do, but everything's been so chaotic.
We were just so excited to get in here and have a two-way conversation with all the haters, and the haters were like, "No, bro, I got to go walk the dog."
To those in the comment section who gave us loves, Thank you.
Which
I did love
so
react to
here's
it. We
another point to
appreciate
make
y'all.
too, because we've gotten quite a few little tidbits of info about the whatever rescue Renee's running. I haven't put any of that out because honestly, like I don't give a fuck about that. I'm worried about this backpack program because from what I understand, it helps a ton of local kids,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Okay. I don't want people to be afraid to donate. I don't feel like
Exactly.
anything we're doing is making people any more hesitant than they should be. But if they are, and I understand that, we gave them an alternative. We're not
Exactly.
saying don't donate. We're saying if you're not comfortable, here's an alternative.
Exactly.
Keep telling me how we're hurting this program because I guarantee. Because
How many
like
of
we
y'all
never
actually
heard
knew about it?
We never heard of this. So I think if anything, when all the dust, and the salamanders settle, I think it will have gotten more exposure. Now you could say, oh, it was on the news or whatever. And that was another thing that the source had brought up. Like supposedly the news was trying to vet some of this information for him too. And I know for a damn fact that WTAJ will completely ignore. They did, once again, back to Huntington County. I know some of you guys may or may not be familiar, but this Patrick Reeder guy, so he won the primary. Should have focused. We really went after Ted hard, and it showed. 6.5% of the vote. Literally barely edged out the chick that had a pending felony. Okay.
That tells you a lot.
Which Ted should have a lot of pending felonies, but they'll probably never happen. And it wouldn't be the first time that he did. Facts. You can look it up. It's in the Ted Simpson files. Look it up.
Yep.
That I wrote. It's in there. It's a newspaper article from Berkeley. Anyway. So, I forgot what the fuck I was even going to say.
Honestly, we're all over the place tonight. We're hitting so many topics.
We're having a good time.
We are.
Honestly, I'm like thinking maybe we should, with the amount of response we got, like maybe we should just do it Mondays.
Honestly, anyone in the comments section, please let us know because like we're kind of playing around with what days work for you guys because I even noticed.
Well, it seemed
recently,
like once now the problem is there's a couple things to take in. So we have Facebook's been kind of weird.
Really weird.
I wouldn't even call it shadow banning. It's like everybody just kind of like, it's like across every page of anybody that I know that runs a page, they're bitching about like, oh, the numbers suck or whatever, which we don't care about numbers, but it's like, we'd like to try and get this out to as many people as we can.
Exactly, because enough of you have expressed that you would love to be able to catch the live so you can come in. So that's why we're like, okay, like what works better for y'all? If you want to be able to participate on the live, we want that for you. We don't care about the numbers, but if you want to engage on live, let us know. We're happy to accommodate that to the best of our ability. But also keep in mind, this man works 6 days a week and I get him for 1 day. So don't even dare ask for Sundays. That's mine.
I'm burned out every day. So like for me personally, it doesn't fucking matter when we do it. But if everybody's more, because it really seems like Saturdays have dropped off. And I think that's probably just because like school sports and stuff. And
yeah, school's in season now. And
well, I guess college football, I think Saturday night. So
I don't even know. We're not football people, if you can't tell. I'm sorry. Don't hate us, but we're not really sports people. So,
but soccer, like the real football, on the other hand, also not into that, so it doesn't matter. But
about the only sport that I personally enjoy watching is boxing. But at this point, I don't even know if that shit isn't scripted anymore. But like, I love watching a good like brawl. If it's a genuine brawl or a good brawl, that's me personally. But I'm surprised
like
sports.
Like Team Renae hasn't got in there and be like, oh, Chris, remember like when you were younger and you really sucked at baseball hard? Like, they could have took that jab at me and I would be like, yeah, I fucking remember.
Someone said Mondays are good unless Buffalo Bills are playing. Mr. Jared, thank you for joining, even though you're late to the party. But honestly, at this point, sir, I'm sorry. It would be a lot to reiterate everything about what happened with that. At this point, we're not 100% sure where it's at. We're basically still in the exploratory figuring stuff out stage. We just basically did this show tonight to address the fact that we have no problem. We do not hate Miss Renae. We're not trying to destroy her life. We are just trying to address that there was a rumor. There was an accusation that happened. This program is a really good thing from what we understand. So we kind of want to clear the air, good, bad, or indifferent on it to kind of synopsis it. But
yeah, we're not bashing the program. We're not saying don't donate. We went through, we posted the link to the Amazon wish list. If you're not comfortable giving money, You can use that. It's a viable alternative. It helps out just as much.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure they do need cash donations at some point for stuff.
But while things are up in the air, we just wanted to give everybody, again, another alternative that you might be more comfortable with.
We're not fear-mongering and telling you not to do this or that.
But to anyone who's joining late into the show, don't fret. If there's a lot of questions that you have, this show will be posted in its entirety once we get done with it. Give us a little bit of time because the internet's slow. But the entire show will be posted after the fact, so you can watch it at your leisure again.
The Facebook one is almost instant, and then I upload it to YouTube and Rumble, which sometimes it takes.
That's the number that we were told as well, and that's a really big number. We really, really don't want that to be true, and that's why we're digging into this.
Yeah,
it's a great program. It's helping kids. It's helping kids that don't have enough food, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and for those of you who don't know, like, I went through a period in my life that I literally had to pick up pennies off the street to afford Sheetz hot dogs back when it was 2 for $1. I've been homeless. I've been starving. I've been literally starving to the point that when I got to the hospital, that they were like, "How are you alive? You have like nothing on you."
You would have died if it was Bidenomics,
basically. But I've been that damn hungry. That drives me nuts, especially to hear that children are hungry. Nope. That's one thing I will never condone. Like, I've been that damn hungry. I will make sure, if it's within my power, that no kid around me within my helping distance is going to be hungry.
And that was
I send our kid to school with extra snacks in case that other kids in the class don't have snacks sent from home, because I understand budgets are hard. I send her with extra food. I never want to see a child go hungry, ever.
Yeah, and I would really recommend everybody, if you haven't already seen it, check out the interview we did with Brian Geiselman, who's running for Altoona mayor, because he's really into just being aware of what's going on. Because I was surprised of like what the homeless population of Altoona is. I would have never guessed it was that bad, because you don't see it, and I think he really wants to make a difference. And I think Pacifico's had more than enough time to do whatever the fuck he does. I don't see a disadvantage to giving somebody else an opportunity.
Exactly.
So,
but to answer the last few comments that I've seen on the Altoona thing, honestly, we really hope so too. We really want to find out at the end of the day that none of this is true, or God forbid if it was true, that the people responsible are gone, so the program can keep moving forward to do what it should be doing and helping our kids in the community. Because that's why we feel so strongly about this. To reiterate once again, we don't have a problem with the person. We love this program. We support this program. We just want to make sure that it's correct, if that makes sense.
Well, and this person could have made a phone call tonight, could have called me back earlier today, straighten stuff out. They don't want to. They just want to play these games, threaten to sue everybody. That's fine. Fucking, I think of all the years I've been doing this, and not the podcast specifically, but the pages, I can't even count the amount of times people, I'm going to fucking sue, I've gotten one cease and desist, all right? And what it turned out was, both parties that were the one I was originally supporting and the one that turned out to be more true than that one, they were both fucking pieces of shit. So I just took down the article I wrote and was like, fuck it. Fuck both of you. You're both pieces of shit. And that's all there was to it.
Exactly. And honestly, to another comment in this section, like, I agree. Pop-Tarts are totally better than the toaster pastries. Smashed or not, I will totally screw up a Pop-Tart any day of the week in any condition. So, like... And honestly, that's another reason, like, especially since there's someone in the comments, I don't want to necessarily name them at this point in case they're not comfortable. One of their children participate with that program to get food. So, like, again, we don't want to see this program get away, because especially since you and your child are getting benefit from it.
I think the positive in this is this program is going to get more exposure than it's ever had.
Exactly. They're going to know it exists, and it's going to get the help that it deserves.
Yep.
Honestly.
And at that
Kylie,
point,
no.
At that point, Renee's just a side note.
Exactly.
Whatever happens with that, whatever.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we just want to get to the truth of the matter so we can clear the air so people feel better about it.
And we will. And since some people stirred the pot, we're going to file everything we can to get a hold of. Because
I wasn't bluffing. My mom really did work for attorneys for 25 plus years. Like, I called her earlier. She's on point with this. She sent me everything.
We saw that was actually one of the benefits to the right to know that was filed by the watchdog group, or by some private citizen that happens to be a member of the watchdog group that the watchdog group didn't. Does anybody else ever feel like when you read Richard Lacker's writing, it's like it's literally like he writes in circles, and it's just painful to fucking read.
I don't even bother to read it. As soon as I realize what I'm looking at, I'm like, no, it's not worth the migraine and having to take a whole bunch of ibuprofen. I've got enough.
You know,
of a
there's that
toothache on the
joke
daily.
where everybody's like, well, nobody ever said fuck the fire department. Richard Lacker did.
Yeah.
He repeatedly says it at like every fucking Hollidaysburg meeting.
Which, ooh, don't get me started on that. We've already gone down enough rabbit holes tonight.
Well, and, you know, that firefighter he always complains about. I mentioned this before, guys. I know him. I've known him for probably 25 fucking years. I don't think. Now, by law.
And someone asked what Renae's position at the nonprofit is. So, like, what exactly is her position within this program?
And it's kind of convoluted. So there's the backpack program that this Blair County Action Committee, I guess, took over because it like grew too big. But Renae was still, we don't.
Working on that.
The position that was filled by Renae, that may still be filled by Renae, but we don't know, is finance director.
Which is why, you know, if there is an accusation of something with finances being wrong, it makes sense to reach out to the person in charge of finances. Like, hey, this is said. Can you give us any information about it? Because this is really not cool.
But she's on vacation, so
No, apparently she's on
she
vacation.
can't call me back. She'll call me back next week, and we'll straighten everything out.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm looking
Is
forward
anybody
to
going to
it.
call in tonight? Like, this is like ghost town right now.
Yeah, it is a little, especially for like.
We've got people here, and again, to those in the comments, we appreciate you. We're not trying to pressure you to call in, but like, is anybody going to call in?
Let's see, the detractors, they're or the dementors. That's what we'll call it, the dementors. They don't want to call in because then they're gonna have to have a conversation, and they like just be able to type hide behind the keyboard,
Yeah.
and not have to actually have a civil conversation.
And you know what? It absolutely cracks me up that everyone's like, we were hiding behind the page, hiding behind. If anyone, most of those who, you know, follow our page and have been
I
here
mean,
for a minute,
what do you guys want?
I
My
usually-
address, my
Yeah.
social security number, a picture of like my bare ass. Like, what do you need? I'm just kind of curious.
I usually reply to stuff on my Toxic Tunes page. But because of the crap today, I'm like, all right, hi, here's my personal page. Most of y'all recognize that. It's like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
it's Abby, one of the other admins on her personal page. Hi, Abby. But of course, the new people are like, you're hiding behind a page, Chris. Hi, I'm here too. Like, hi. Do I
Okay,
not
so
matter?
reply to Chelsea there. She said, what were you going to discuss about the foundation she runs? I wasn't going to discuss that. I was making a point of some other people, different, as far as I know, different people, had sent me some stuff about that foundation she runs. And honestly, I'm more like, if there is like something going on there, we might look into it, but I'm just focused on the backpack thing, because I think that's the most important thing.
When you're done with this, I have another comment that you need to reply to.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, I'll just let you read it.
Oh my God.
I know, it's a lot. I just don't
Oh, it's
feel...
one of the
Yeah.
Dementors.
Yeah, they finally showed up.
When you said in the beginning that the message sent was very detailed and specific, would you be able to elaborate on what else was said? I'm just curious because they're saying no money's missing. The line, something got twisted. Yeah, actually, I had some stuff. I just didn't get a chance to go through that.
No, we haven't
actually,
gotten there yet, but you know, because again, to make everyone who messages the page comfortable, if you message us and want to be anonymous, we will uphold that.
well, that's the part, and I kind of feel like
You want
that's
screenshots?
they're-
You're not getting the freaking.
I
We're not
think-
showing you the actual.
I think they're
messages and
trying
burning
to
our
draw
source.
out more to get the person's identity.
Yeah, we're not doing that crap. If you guys
Which-
want to talk to us and put stuff out there without your name out there,
Well,
we will
I'll
honor
go
that.
through what I was going to go through though, because
Yeah.
I was going to go through some.
And for
So-
those of you, before you get weird, I literally watched him copy and paste this from the direct messages. So before y'all say he changed
Well,
anything,
I'm not going to put
BRB.
the page up because there's going to be like
no, I know,
too much whatever.
I
But,
know. I'll be right back.
So
I'm taking the comments with me.
I'm trying to remember what the hell I just like italicized. So allegedly they're saying the board director also met this past Wednesday in an executive session without any staff present or notes being taken down, discussed matters behind closed doors. So, I mean, that could be, it might not, I don't know. Board's attempting to keep the matter hidden from the public. Mountain Lion Backpack donors who have supported the program over $1 million over its lifetime. Now the director and the board are claiming program is low on resources due to economic conditions instead of telling everyone the truth, which even if this was 100% true, obviously economic conditions are going to impact that. It's, if you've gone to the grocery store lately, right? That doesn't mean that, I mean, the amounts of money we're talking about are substantial. Then they said here, which I think I did bring up already, the news stations have been aware, started gathering info, checking sources. Once again, I don't have a lot of faith in WTAJ because, once again, some stuff in Huntington County I was working on, they kind of give this guy that's running for office like his sweetheart, whatever. And I know for a fact, one of the people who's not an anonymous source, it's Tanya, you've probably seen her in the comments. She's been contacting them like every day, like, here's this, here's that, here. They don't want to hear it. They just wanted to give this guy his like sweetheart, whatever. I don't know if he's friends with somebody over there. I think the article's posted on the page somewhere for anybody who's not familiar with that. And honestly, if you don't live in Huntington County, it's probably not going to seem like super relevant to you because it's not. But I would recommend that everybody in Huntington County write in Kurt McConaughey for commissioner. Just my 2 cents. And we post a lot of stuff about why you should do that. There are several public officials on the board, the BCCAP board, so they have every reason to keep this quiet. They don't want people knowing they misplaced several hundreds of thousands of public donations. It's claiming here, I guess, that she was walked out Tuesday after being audited the week before. So I guess that's Renae. She was walked out, allegedly. Let's see what else is on it. This is what I found this one interesting too. There was a number figure given. And here's the thing. So originally the source and they reiterate this several times, it's not the program itself that's the problem. It's the person in charge of handling the funds. Then they give the number to call, ask for her, and see what they say. So I did that. That's why I did that earlier. I asked for her, went to voicemail, left a message, my name, my personal number. Now, could she be on vacation? Could she have gotten abducted by aliens? Sure. Okay. I have never said, and that's the whole problem with this situation is there's no smoking gun on either side. It's just a bunch of hearsay going back and forth. But when you're dealing with this amount of money, and like I said, if we didn't address it, I think it just would have went back. People would have been talking. How people do. They would have been talking. They would have said, well, I'm not going to donate to that, whatever. I want to get to the bottom of this. Okay? Nothing against Renae. Anybody that says that's a fucking idiot. I didn't even know, like I said, we've said already earlier how many times, we didn't even know who Renae was.
No.
Until 2 days ago. Now, this is another thing I found interesting, that allegedly UPMC gave them $725,000 in residual funds. And they say that's about a year ago. So I guess with that money, they shouldn't have had to spend the backpack funds. I'm not really sure what that's, but I mean, and don't get me started on UPMC. You know what? Good on you, UPMC. You finally did a positive if you gave them that money. That's like the first positive fucking thing you've done since you came to Altoona. Is there anything else new in the comments? You got like the hot rod one.
Basically, a lot of people right now are debating the best like generic cereal.
Oh my God.
I love y'all. Honestly, you keep me so entertained with this.
Yeah, you see, that's the same crowd who'd be like, stick to the facts. Just stick to the topic, stick to the issue.
It's a couple of our usual people. It's all right.
That's fine. But I hope
We're just picking fun, guys. And we absolutely agree, Miss Josie.
I hope
That
I
is a
answered
lot.
your question, that I brought some more of that out. And I know everybody on Renee's side is trying to like identify who the source is. That's normal.
Sorry, guys. When you see him look down, it's usually because I'm showing him the comments on the other page. Like we're trying to balance it with everybody.
Like no problem. And I think part of the issue is when you first come on the page, and especially if you're like, oh, they made a meme, they're just making fun of her or whatever.
We know we come across as assholes at first.
Yeah.
The longer you're here, you realize we're trying to incorporate in a way humor in a way.
Yeah.
Because that seems to
we got a weird
with
dynamic.
We do. We're not trying to be jackasses. Of course, we come across that way. I try to be nice. I'm actually a really nice person. Anyone who actually knows me will tell you I'm actually a pretty nice person.
Well, and hey, listen, if Renee calls me back, I'd be more than happy to. We can schedule her as a guest on a Saturday night show or something.
Absolutely.
And she can tell her side of the story. If she has to, if something's going on and she has to wait to talk about it, that's fine too.
Exactly.
Like we're not out to get Renee.
No, if anything, we're out to promote this program and also give people peace of mind about this program. Yeah. Because it shouldn't, the first time you hear about it shouldn't be in a rumor that involves a scandal. Because you're like, wow, this is a great thing. Wow, this isn't a good thing.
It's kind of a bad light.
Yeah, because then you hear other programs that are good. And then other programs that are, good, legit, whatever, come into play. And suddenly now you've got to kind of question all of them. You got that doubt in the back of your mind. That's what we want to clear up. We just want to clear the air on what is actually happening. This way, an amazing program like this can keep doing what it needs to be doing and helping out the kids. Because that's what we actually care about, believe it or not, guys. We're not completely cold-hearted little monsters. Outside what my shirt says and all that good stuff. And if y'all can't tell, I'm not used to being the only one running on here right now. I usually let him do all the talking. So let me introduce, our salamanders, since they have already come for us. We have this one, and we have this little guy. Oops. And to those of you who are usually on our page and usually checked in with us, I know I put up on Toxic Tunes the other day that I shut down Redbubble. Absolutely. 100% agree with you, Central Pennsylvania Pred Hunters. I want to make sure I say it right. This way people don't confuse you with the evil groups. But again, I did put out on Toxic Tunes recently. I did take down Redbubble because after hearing from a couple people that I know.
Oh God, Redbubble.
Yeah. I'll be completely transparent. My mom was our first order. So it makes sense. But they lost her shirt. She did end up getting it. However,
it honestly, like the quality of the shirt was good.
It was. If you guys looked at the picture, like it's a good quality. Now, Mom did say that it's a little stiff because she didn't, pay the upcharge for a premium shirt. Like any company, they're going to nitpick every little thing. I can't control that. But I also had a lot of people reach out to me to tell me their horror stories of previous orders with Redbubble. I personally care way too much about what I create to allow a third party to screw it up. If you guys are willing to spend your hard-earned money on some random crap that I drew and created, I want to guarantee that you're getting a good product.
And trust me, like the salamanders aren't even the best shit she's drawn. Like,
I don't know how to draw salamanders. I draw a lot of anime, okay?
I was thinking of something too. I want to touch on real quick. So, and once again, you guys that haven't followed us for real long, you probably don't remember the kind of feud we had with Bedford County Free Press. Now, I blame everybody for that. There were a lot of people stoking some flames, and and honestly, I don't have a problem with Randy. I know some people don't like him. Honestly, I didn't respect him before because I felt like he was like a big shill for Big Bill Higgins, but
I respected that he called.
He called in, and we had a great conversation off air, and then as soon as we went on air, he calls in. And guys, there is such a difference between having a conversation, even if it's just over the phone, compared to this back and forth in the comments. Because the back and forth in the comments just doesn't.
No.
If you have two, you will rarely see two people in the comments that start off vehemently disagreeing, ever agree on anything, finding a middle ground.
Yes.
When you actually talk to people on the phone, and honestly, it's even been more than Randy with people we've had call in, but that's why we do this. That's why we started doing this, because I think the podcast was about 1 year old, roughly 1 year old. And I said to her, because she wanted to start doing like streaming games and stuff. And I said, okay, well, we'll buy some equipment. And I said, well, fuck, why don't we just do the podcast and stream it? Like, why not? And we've been doing it ever since. And I think it's been going really well.
And honestly, I think it helps in a way you guys, because like, unlike the new people on the page, we're not hiding behind the page.
No.
Here's our faces. You know our names. This is Chris. I'm Abby or Abigail. Because, I was told to put my full name on Facebook because it's the proper thing to do. Listen, please don't call me Abigail. But here we are.
She'll slap you. You see this shit?
Hey, that'll be the next thing. Oh, she abused him.
I think Crazy Chris already said that. She beats him.
Oh, she did. Miss Josie, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us while you could. Be safe out there. She has to run.
And that's the thing, guys. Like, and
Randy does as like us. We all, that's the thing. When we're on the podcast, on the page, it's a persona. When we come across as an asshole, it's in a way an act. Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. At our core, we can be assholes.
by the way, if you guys haven't seen the satire, the car alarm terrorist thing I did, you might want to check it out. I think it was pretty entertaining, but I'm the one that did it. So
it was really hard for me to be sitting on the couch right out of frame and hold my laughter in to hear this man through his accent the entire time.
Jesus.
We're all over the place at this point. Jeez.
Yeah, honestly, I think we should just call it good for tonight, guys, because I think
let's give it till 10 after. Give them 4 more minutes to call in if anyone's
right.
going to. We'll keep it even,
All right.
This way they can't say, oh, as soon as I went to call in, you signed off. But again, to plug the merch, I did kind of take the deep dive, guys. I got a Cricut. I'm still learning. I'm figuring it out. But as soon as I definitely have it figured out, I will put a post up on the Toxic Tunes page, which is my personal page for all the art stuff. And we will share it to the BDTR and the Altoona page. So if anybody is actually interested, once I get the Cricut completely set up, I will be able to print off shirts. And I'm going to start with just shirts and stickers for now. Just to keep it simple. I'll dip my feet in further if y'all want that down the line. But for now, I'll just stick with the simple stuff.
Does anybody have any more questions about the original topic, the backpack program, the whatever
on either page? We're both watching the comments on both pages. So here's your shot.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, because apparently nobody wants to call in tonight.
Apparently.
Which that's fine too. But
to each his own. I'm sure people will watch afterwards, and we'll have a bunch of comments to wake up to in the morning and answer. Because our school district down here decided it's a great idea to have kids get up and get on the bus at
6:30
in the morning, which is sketchy down here. For those of you who don't know, I'm just going to ramble until anyone calls in or leaves a question, if at all. We literally live in the middle of the woods. Those of you who are on my personal page that saw my post this morning, I was a little freaked out taking our daughter up to the bus because, it's pitch black. There's no lights whatsoever outside, the little flashlight in my hand and our spotlight on the porch. And we live in the woods. There should be noise. There was no noise this morning.
Yeah, she throws a mean kamehameha, so you got to watch out for that one.
I love you. But you're not wrong, especially when it comes to our child. I was genuinely freaked out this morning and really worried that we had some kind of critter, because I could feel something staring me down the whole morning. And I literally looked at her and I was like, so to reiterate, if I tell you to run, what do you do? She goes, I'm going to run inside into the garage.
This is a good one to address. God damn it, Amanda. How many times do I have to post my DD214? I feel like I've posted that more than anybody has ever had to.
I know I haven't personally, but you know what? If y'all want to see it, I found it the other day. I was freaking out a little bit because I knew where it was supposed to be binder-wise, but we moved and I couldn't find it. I did find it. If y'all really want to see it that bad, I'll post mine too.
So another fun story I just thought of, and we'll probably close with this because I guess nobody wants to call in, and that's fine. So you had a safe that was 3 or 4 years old, and you lost the key to. And how long did it take me to pick that? Not saying I'm a criminal, guys, and I'm really good at picking locks.
I didn't even get to 5. I literally had time to turn around and say, I'm going to keep looking, and you were into it.
Which, in my defense, those locks are pretty, the safes generally are designed to be like fire resistant or whatever. They're not the most secure locks per se, but I have definitely picked a 7-pin deadbolt in my lifetime. It was
Yeah.
completely legal to do so because I was breaking into my own house, but I did it.
Here's another fun story to end the night on, and the topic of, breaking into places, without being a criminal. I literally had to break into my own apartment before when I lived down here previously in West Virginia. And yes, the neighbors did call it in because they didn't recognize who I was. Respect, appreciate them looking out. The
Well, that was
amount
like-
of joy, though, I had when the cops showed up and were like, I showed them all the proof that, yes, I live here. I'm allowed. They literally made me show them how I broke into the apartment and were impressed. They asked me to show them how to do it.
Well, I will say one thing is it was Morgantown, so like, it's fucking Morgantown.
Yeah, and I was in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Or
so
wait,
that
never.
says a lot.
Yeah, never mind, guys. Holy shit.
It's been a long day already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Parkersburg.
Parkersburg.
Which is we went back to Parkersburg when I bought the Corolla.
Mhm.
Great car, love it, highly recommend it. And then we went to Sonic
Mhm.
and got these like 2-foot long hot dogs. They were really good.
They
So
were really good. I
also
love Sonic.
recommend those.
100% recommend Sonic. That was my pregnancy craving because, like, fun fact,
See,
when
if
I
we
was,
keep this up, we're gonna start getting like Altoona pizza shit in the comments.
I'm sure we will. Nah, I absolutely loved because back in the day when I was pregnant with Katora, they had the buy one get one for free. So like if you bought half dozen of boneless wings, you could get one for free. Yeah, every single time I was over there because that's all I wanted with that child was hot wings, and I hated spicy food before her. So I'd go over and get a half dozen of boneless hot wings to get the other half dozen for free. I'd screw those up in a chocolate bar. It made no sense because now I can't stand chocolate.
No sense.
Basically. Have a good night to you as well, Mr. Shitty, or Mr. or Miss, whoever you are.
All right, guys. Yeah, I think we're just gonna call it here. We're over an hour. Usually try
And
and
we're
keep it
rambling.
to an hour, but we were having a good time. So
To those of you who are new, thank you for tuning in to hear us out. To those of you who have been with us from the beginning, we appreciate you taking your time out of a long, long Monday, I'm sure, for everybody. And hopefully we'll see y'all next time. And hopefully y'all learn something new.
yeah, we might do a Wednesday. I don't know. It's up in the air.
To be determined. We'll let y'all know.
Hit the bell and the blah blah blah. And you'll know when we're going live. So
All that good stuff.
till next time.